Daddy Justice.
What is law? Baby, don't hurt me. So, it may seem like kind of a stupidly broad question, but I thought in terms of giving somebody a free legal education, we should probably start with, understanding what law is. So, let's go to Black's Law Dictionary, the 10th edition app version. So, law, according to Black's Law Dictionary, is defined as the regime that orders human activities and relations through systematic application of the force of politically organized society or through social pressure backed by force in such a society. The legal system. Respect and obey the law. Alternatively, the aggregate of legislation, judicial precedents, and accepted legal principles, the body of authoritative grounds of judicial and administrative action, especially the body of rules, standards, and principles that the courts of a particular jurisdiction apply in deciding controversies brought before them, the law of the land. 3. The set of rules or principles dealing with a specific area of a legal system, such as copyright law. 4. The judicial and administrative process, legal action, and proceedings. When settlement negotiations failed, they submitted their dispute to the law. 5. A statute. 6. Common law. And 7. The legal profession. So number 1 is that's really generic. The regime that orders human activities. It's a good foundational definition, but what we're going to be dealing with here on free legal education is number 2, really. Number 2 through number 2, 3, and 5 and 6. So 2, 3, 5, and 6. Number 4, the judicial and administrative process, legal. That's sort of like a generic description. So let's zero in on number 2. The aggregate of legislation, judicial precedents, and accepted legal principles, the body of authoritative grounds of judicial and administrative action, especially the body of rules, standards, and principles that the courts of a particular jurisdiction apply in deciding controversies brought before them. And then the set of rules or principles dealing with a specific area of a legal system, statutes, and common law. So that's kind of what I want to illustrate here, is that when we ask what is law in America under this Western system of law,
Western civilization,
we're talking about common law, which is case law, statutory law, which is law promulgated by legislators and legislatures. But for the purposes of this video, we're just asking, what is law? You just heard the Black's Law definition, and now I'm going to read to you the Webster's definition from Random House Webster's College Dictionary. Copyright 1995. This is an actual in-print or printed, not in, I guess they may still print these things. I don't even know anymore. But under Webster's dictionary definition, law, noun, is defined as the principles and regulations established by a government or other authority and applicable to a people, whether by legislation or by custom enforced by judicial decision. 2. Any written or positive rule or collection of rules prescribed under the authority of the state or nation, as by the people in its constitution. 3. A system or collection of such rules. 4. The condition of society brought about by observance of such rules. Example, maintaining law and order. 5. The field of knowledge concerned with these rules, jurisprudence, to study law. 6. The body of such rules concerned with particular subject, commercial law, tax law. 7. An act of the highest legislative body of a state or nation. 8. The profession that deals with law and legal procedure. 9. Legal action, litigation. 10. So there are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 other sub-definitions here. I'm not going to read them all. But we got to the definitions we were looking for. And that first one from Webster's kind of sounds like the second one from Black's Law Dictionary. The principles and regulations established by a government or other authority and applicable to a people, whether by legislation or by custom enforced by judicial decision. That's the Webster's definition. And then again, the Black's Law Dictionary definition, number 2, the aggregate of legislation, judicial precedents, and accepted legal principles, the body of authoritative grounds of judicial and administrative action, especially the body of rules, standards, and principles that the courts of a particular jurisdiction apply in deciding controversies brought before them. So what is law?
It's the rules of your society. Respect and obey the rules of your society.
That basically sums it up. And the next video will be a more detailed dive into sources of law in American jurisprudence. So we'll be talking about the primary sources of law in this country, secondary sources of law. So stay tuned to Free Legal Education on the Daddy Justice channel if you aren't totally bored already.